since you went to college. I think it's too late to acknowledge our problems. Heard that you're great, I just wanted to say it ain't change. I still love you, tomorrow's not promised. Oh, by the way, fucking hate all the fame. Got you counting the days when your illness is chronic. Death really changes the way you behave. I'll remember your face when it smiles upon us. Rapper bass, psych major, 666, so we like danger. Tough luck, life waster. If I get to know her, then I might save her. Stars in your eyes, let the moon talk. I can stay a while before I move on. Hoodie sleeves up, let the mask off. Make star tears on the asphalt. Damage in my C6, but you get that. So I know you'll understand where my blade at. You're afflicted, where the meds at. Damn girl, let's make big bets at. Fuck them all, they don't got nothing on us. Trying to kill us, baby, think we're fucking on it. Fuck your fucking sickness, lost you in the process. I'ma get it for us like I always promised. Pull me back in with your fucking lies. Kill me slowly, baby, you know I don't fucking mind. You said a million years, guess the stars align. You've been lying, baby, see it in your fucking eyes. All up in your feelings, all about my vocal cords. I just think it's funny, there ain't shit you working towards. Rose up at the morgue, got my foot in the door. If you run up on the dead, get body by a corpse. Keep fuck for your money, get robbed for your life. Had a plight from the jump, succumb to the night. Got meds in my blood, got death in my mind. Ain't got shit left, best step to me right. No face, no name like Kidder. My bitch look just like Misa. In my restless dreams I see her. Sent straight to the ether. Last thing you see is my creepers. I want blood, I don't get even. Course, bitch. I went to substances, you went to college. I think it's too late to acknowledge our problems. Heard that you're great, I just wanted to say it ain't change. I still love you, tomorrow's not promised. Oh, by the way, fucking hate all the fame. Got you counting the days when your illness is chronic. Death really changes the way you behave. I'll remember your face when it smiles upon us. Rapper bass, psych major, 666, so we like danger. Tough luck, life waster. If I get to know her, then I might save her. Stars in your eyes, let the moon talk. I can stay a while before I move on. Hoodie sleeves up, let the mask off. Make star tears on the asphalt. Damage in my C6, but you get that. So I know you'll understand where my blade at. You're afflicted, where the meds at. Damn girl, let's make big bets at. Fuck them all, they don't got nothing on us. Trying to kill us, baby, think we're fucking on it. Fuck your fucking sickness, lost you in the process. I'ma get it for us like I always promised. Pull me back in with your fucking lies. Kill me slowly, baby, you know I don't fucking mind. You said a million years, guess the stars align. You've been lying, baby, see it in your fucking eyes. All up in your feelings, all about my vocal cords. I just think it's funny, there ain't shit you working towards. Rose up at the morgue, got my foot in the door. If you run up on the dead, get body by a corpse. Keep fuck for your money, get robbed for your life. Had a plight from the jump, succumb to the night. Got meds in my blood, got death in my mind. Ain't got shit left, best step to me right. No face, no name like Kidder. My bitch look just like Misa. In my restless dreams I see her. Sent straight to the ether. Last thing you see is my creepers. I want blood, I don't get even. Course, bitch. I went to substances, you went to college. I think it's too late to acknowledge our problems. Heard that you're great, I just wanted to say it ain't change. I still love you, tomorrow's not promised. Oh, by the way, fucking hate all the fame. Got you counting the days when your illness is chronic. Death really changes the way you behave. I'll remember your face when it smiles upon us. ass. Reprobate, psych major, 666, so we like danger. Tough luck, life waster. If I get to know her, then I might save her. Stars in your eyes, let the moon talk. I can stay a while before I move on. Hoodie sleeves up, let the mask off. Make star tears on the asphalt. Damage in my C6, but you get that. So I know you'll understand where my blade at. You afflicted, where the meds at. Damn girl, let's make big bets at. Fuck them all, they don't got nothing on us. Trying to kill us, baby, think we're fucking on it. Fuck your fucking sickness, lost in the process. I'm not getting promise.
That's right, we are back. The Ginger Ninja and I, Super Beard, have made it back from Texas. Kel has finally made it out of his sick bed. We are all back and ready to go with another episode of the Geeks and Noobs podcast, our flagship show right here on TGN Networks. Welcome everybody who is here. As my brother Jason has already pointed out in the chat, yes, very much so. We have switched up our intro music to the great Corpse Husband. Many of you may know him as the ultra deep voice guy from Among Us fame during COVID. He's also an independent artist who is very cool about letting people use his music for streams. So we've switched it up a bit there as we move forward with everything going on. So before we jump into the crux of everything, how is everybody doing?
Much better. I mean, sickness has been going around in my family for a couple of weeks now. It hit both my daughters before my oldest daughter's wedding. So I had that to look forward to. Finally got done with the wedding, then it hit me. Once I got over the flu, then I threw my back out while I went back to work. So I'm definitely ready was totally ready.
Sounds
for
like you got kicked in the nuts.
I wish. At least they would have hurt and been done with, instead of just lingering.
Yeah. It's like I said, fuck you.
I was totally ready for the month of May to be done with. I was done with it. Didn't care anymore. Let's move on.
Yeah. I feel you. Now, Ginger, how are you doing? How are you recovering from our fun weekend?
I am recovering. I went and bought a weed eater today.
Nice.
I have realized I have made it to that age in my life where I get excited over lawn equipment.
I get it. I have a new dryer coming tomorrow, and I'm excited for it.
That happened today. So no, I spent yesterday just lounging around the house and sleeping, and then as you can't tell, I moved my setup. New month, start fresh kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, he waited till after we both shoved our fat asses inside his closet to be like, yeah, maybe I should move it out of that room and put it in somewhere else.
Just something different.
Yeah.
I always change it. Like, I'll probably end up getting another desk and putting a separate gaming setup in there.
So yeah, I did the same yesterday. Pretty much did nothing all day. Just slept as much as I could, as much as my insomnia would let me. Trying to just recover. It was a very, very fun weekend, though. For those of you unaware who missed out, Ginger and I made the epic drive to Houston, Texas this past weekend to go to Comicpalooza. And it was a ton of fun. I mean, outside the convention, it was fun getting to hang out with the Silverback Nate Slater and stay with him and Allie and the kids. And that in and of itself was a really cool experience and a lot of fun. And it's nice having family outside of family. Did you order some beignet mix from Cafe Du Monde? Not yet. I'm going to do that this weekend. I'll have it ordered. I'll be getting some of that because we did that as well on the drive. We had a great trip out there, great trip back. Honestly, I've never really had a trip that stress-free on the road in both directions. We hit traffic once, and we went live on Twitch. Some of y'all saw that for like 15, 20 minutes. And that was the worst of the entire trip, and it wasn't even that bad. So the drive out there and the drive back were great. No issues there at all whatsoever. Houston was wonderful. We have some great stories to tell outside the convention. But of course, the main crux of the conversation today is Comicpalooza and conventions in general. Ginger, this was your first really big convention. You've done some wrestling conventions and whatnot, but this is your first time seeing like the real like comic book convention vibe. So what were your thoughts going into it, and then what did you experience?
My thoughts going into it, I'll be completely honest because I'm going to feed it to you straight. I walked in and went, holy shit. Like, it's just big. And going to, like, we have, like, little conventions in my town at, like, the fairgrounds and stuff. So it's a nice, decent size, but it's not like, this was a car show, Full Metal Combat. They had battle bots going on. They had every artist under the sun and any kind of like art you wanted. Like I picked up a couple pieces. And I mean, to see the passion that some of these people put into their cosplay, I have a whole new light for it. And Kel, guess what?
What, buddy? What?
I met my first furry.
Nice.
You met a few, actually.
Yes, I did. I got to meet a few. I was very happy with that. But it was just cool. It's just to see a bunch of people there for the same reason.
Yeah.
Like there's no arguing. Like people were trying to sneak alcohol into the place. That was kind of funny. When you could just buy it in the building.
Yeah. They had a bar. They had a bar area. They technically had multiple bar areas. Like they had multiple bars set up, and then they had like an actual like go down and sit down area for a bar. So why they were trying to sneak alcohol in, I have no idea. But
it's the same reason why people sneak in candy to go to the movies.
Well, they weren't even that expensive. Like it was pretty much the cost of what it cost you to go to the store. Like that was the thing. Like it wasn't that expensive. The only thing that I felt that were too expensive were the Chick-fil-A sandwiches because they were $9 for a basic chicken sandwich.
Which I refused to buy.
$14 for the wrap. Yeah, that was insane. And then they had this like souvenir cup which you could refill, but they started at $40. Now you can refill it all 3 days.
Refillable all weekend.
But I still, even doing the math, I'm like, that doesn't compute. The amount you have to drink during that, it was like that's not going to compute. So that was a little bit much.
I gotta say, out of everything I did get there, I got to shout out Nate Slater. He gave me a 3D print bust of Deadpool.
Nice.
And he gave me a 3D bust of Thanos.
Did he do it himself, or did he?
Yeah. Yeah, he has a 3D printer at his house, and
It sits on my desk now next to my headphone rack. That's where it's going to sit and live.
I am going to rearrange my studio as well, so I haven't brought it in here yet, but that's going to happen.
What it do?
What's going on, Tommy?
What's up, Tommy?
Oh, Tommy. Good.
What up, buddy?
No, we had a great time. Something that this convention did that I'm seeing other conventions start to do, and this was the first one I've experienced, is they had a much larger like podcast section. They actually had a section for podcasts, and then they had throughout the area separate stages for podcasts to do stuff as well. Like, so they were really podcast heavy, which was really cool. So I think next year we're going to go as a podcast instead of just press.
At I am Thorny _JR1422 Cheekies.
Cheese.
Okay.
Cheese.
It actually spelled out his name.
Me and Tommy spent like an hour on the phone talking about this convention.
Yeah, he called me afterwards.
Like,
he and I talked afterwards. We found a bunch of other conventions and stuff too, stuff to do, stuff going on. There's a lot coming up, but yeah, they had a really good thing. Ming was kind of the ambassador for the podcasting section. Ming Chen, friend of the channel of Comic Book Men fame, which we do have a video interview with him because there's a bit of a call out for Kel in the interview. So I do want to play that. We're going to play that in just a little bit here. But it was just, they had a great, they had this really cool Star Wars section. So they had sets. They had lightsaber training for kids. Nice. Lots of cosplay and set stuff. They had, like you said, a whole car show. All these people had their cars in there. They had
I debated
live.
on getting a lightsaber until I saw the price tag.
Yeah.
I debated it too, dude. I debated it strong.
He thought about it, but I had to be the voice of reason.
That price tag, yo.
I know. I mean, that's the thing about cons. You got to save up like all year.
Yeah,
You
there's
will
definitely
find-
like.
you will. Mm.
But we also got great deals. Like I've got art, which I'll run to my room and get in a little bit to show off. There was the artist, the signature artist for the con, the guy who's like all the badges had his art on it. He has these massive pictures. They're probably 18 by 30. Renfield will start streaming on Peacock June 9th. Awesome. Great movie. Make sure everybody goes checks that out. But he was selling them. It was 3 for $40.
Oh wow!
And they're not even like on paper. They're like poster board, high gloss sheen, like. So I got 3 cartoon. I got a Thundercats, a Transformers, and a Darkwing Duck.
Nice.
Ginger bought. He bought Nate Slater a Predator. He bought John a Doc Holliday, and he got me a Kratos from God of War. So that was cool. So I've got those to put up. I think because I'm redoing my wall in my room, and it's going to be bare. So I think I'm going to put the cartoon trilogy in the room, but Kratos will go in here when I get that done. So we met some cool cosplayers, quite a few. There was some cool celebrity panels. We got to sit in on the Lita and Mick Foley panel. That was pretty cool. And again, like they had a wonderful media room. They actually had snacks and drinks there for us. They had Texas All-Star Pro Wrestling in an amazing setup. You'd have thought it was like made for TV. The way it was done, it was very well done. And Texas All-Star Pro really proved that they are a TV deal away from being a competitor. Like it's crazy. They had one on because they had 3 floors of stuff. They had one floor that was all like their K-pop dancing and stuff, and they were having classes and stuff. They had another floor. It had like they did an ultimate werewolf game. They had a D&D section where people could play different campaigns and stuff. All in all, it's one of the cooler ones. And Eve, as Ming talked about it, he talks about it in the interview. It's one of his all-time favorite cons. And this is a man who literally does almost every con across the country. So the fact that Houston is at the top of his list. You're muted, sir. Ginger, you're muted.
I have to make this clear. I did not participate in the K-pop dancing.
You should have.
Yeah.
Thought about it, but I did not participate.
They even had like an arcade and a on Friday night they had like a rave kind of thing going on. That was really cool. They really went all out. Comicpalooza to me is definitely one that ranks up there. It's very like it's like just half a notch below New York Comic Con to me. And if New York Comic Con doesn't go back to the way it was before COVID, I'm gonna put Comicpalooza above it. Before COVID, like it was killer, and of course they've been trying to recover ever since. So hopefully this year they've gotten back to full strength. But if they haven't, I'm going to say Comicpalooza is even more fun. It just has more stuff to do. There was a lot of things going on. And this was their first year doing it 3 days. They normally do just 2 days at Comicpalooza, but they decided to expand to Friday, which I think was a good idea. And it was cool. They also had a big food truck section outside, and I think if they expand that even more, it'll be even better. All in all, it was a really, really fun con. And it's kind of like I almost feel bad for that being Ginger's first like Comic-Con, because it's kind of like blowing your load too early. It's like if the first time you ever get to go to a NASCAR race, you sit in the pit box with free drinks and food. Like you can never go sit in the stands. Like it's like a major step down. And I take that from experience because that's how I first did NASCAR, was in the pit box. So, but like we said, we did get an interview with Ming Chen, and he does have a bit of a shout out for Kel. So we're going to go ahead and play that for you now. We also have some other stuff about Houston we're going to play a little bit later because Ginger had what I would describe as a bit of a religious experience. He found heaven. I'll put it to you that way, but we'll get to that. But let's play this Ming Chen interview first.
All right.
Networks, and I'm here with the one, the only Ming Chen of Comic Book Men fame. Of course, we interviewed back in December. Thank you so much for doing that for us.
Of course.
Kel sent his regard, by the way. He's
you.
unfortunately a little under the weather, couldn't be here, but
Comicpalooza, man.
yeah,
Take your anthem, get over here.
it has just been phenomenal. As you were talking about, this is one of your favorite cons to do.
It really is, yeah.
What has been this year has kind of stood out from the rest?
I'm part of the podcast program here, which I love podcasting. My life is podcasting, and they have elevated it this year. Newer stage, multiple stages, and I'm doing 5 podcasts throughout the weekend,
Right
and I love it. I've done panels. Panels are fun. I've moderated panels. Those are fun. But something about the live podcast, man, it's really cool, and to have an audience watch it, been pretty amazing. And yeah, that and all my usual friends come out. Like we have like a Jersey crew that loves Comicpalooza. They love Houston, so they come out. But I got a friend out from Albuquerque. I've been friends for a long time. I'm like, dude, you would love this convention. It's so much fun here. And he finally came out, and he's been here a little less than 24 hours. He's in. He'll be here every year. It's awesome.
So as Ginger, who's behind the camera here, this is his first ever convention like
Wow.
this. He's done wrestling conventions, but he's never seen something like this. So I kind of threw him in the deep end. But for anybody else who has yet to make that leap, to go to a convention, what do you kind of suggest? Should they go with friends? Should they try to experience it all? What do you think?
I always bring friends. I like to experience fun things with other people. That way you share the experience. You can divide and conquer. More hands to carry stuff. Yeah, I think it's just more fun. Usually I'll go with friends with similar interests, so we'll go hit the same things or shop for the same things. And if you need to split up for a little bit, it's like, hey, I'll meet you back here in 30 minutes or whatever. But yeah, it's fun to have other people for sure.
Awesome. And so of course you're part of the you have the shared universe.
Dude, marketing right there, 101. Show the
Shared
merchandise.
Universe podcast studio.
Yes.
So make sure you guys go check that out. Of course, there's Comic Book Men. Yep. All kinds of other stuff. Make sure you check out Ming Chen whenever you can.
Thank you.
New York Comic Con this year, I'm definitely going to be hitting you up as well. We're going to see you there.
Oh man, we're gonna make a crazy concourse doing another interview.
Yes.
Well, may we get all the exclusives, win all the lotteries.
Yes. We're going to do it all.
Yeah, literally everything. New York is insane. It's awesome.
It's always fun.
And I can drive there, which is cool
That
too.
is true too. So
Yeah.
Ming, thank you so much.
Of
I appreciate
course.
it as always.
Super bad for life.
Nice.
That is the wonderful Ming Chen telling you to suck it up and get out to the conventions. But yeah, great as always. I don't know why the audio was like that. Those microphones hadn't done that. We'd used them multiple times before that. I don't know why I did that, but it did. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing about conventions is that you can go by yourself and have a wonderful time. But there's something about doing it with friends.
Yeah.
People who share maybe similar interests, but maybe not all of them, because you're going to hit every little thing. You're going to see things that like one person likes over something else, and then but what you're also going to do is you're going to spread that fandom to other people.
Yeah.
And you're going to get to see that. Ginger, what were some of your highlights from the convention before we get into to Houston?
Some of my highlights from the convention were just. I'm fascinated with different artists and stuff, and to see all the different styles and the presentation of the same character in multiple different ways. The way 3D printing has revolutionized some people, it's like legit artwork nowadays. It might be a program, but it's legit artwork and some of the stuff they can do with it. And just in general, seeing most of the cosplays, that was a highlight for me, to see all the different characters and people's own iteration and their own voice and their own take on the characters was real cool.
Some of them were
everyone could be
insane.
I got a picture with the White Ranger. but everyone like he had his own take on the White Ranger. Like everyone had their own. Like there was a guy like this robotic symbiote Venom.
He was like a Venom
Fucking,
meets
I'll
Halo
kill
kind of
you.
thing.
Yeah, Venom meets like a Halo or like Battlefield like mix, and I'm thinking that's his take. That's badass.
So it was like a venomized Master Chief.
Kind of, yeah. But it was like instead of being green, it was orange. But it was still like it was that in that vein. That was really cool. We saw Bebop and Rocksteady, and then a female version of Bebop and Rocksteady. And Bebop was
that was
dating the
cool.
female Rocksteady, and Rocksteady was dating the female Bebop. That was really cool. And they were great cosplays too. Like they were really well done. And they really got into these people really get into character, and the guy they just stayed in character the whole time. I had a lot of fun with it. Like I said, there was some really cool Star Wars ones. Like there was a really good Darth Vader. Like he was like damn near 8 feet tall. Like it was very well done.
Yeah, that motherfucker was tall.
Yeah, they did a really good job with a lot of these cosplays.
Ridiculously tall.
And then, like we said, there was like the car thing was really cool. They had like a supernatural replica car that's like it's an officially licensed.
Speaking of the cars, tell them about the Evil Dead cars.
I was getting to it. I was definitely getting to it. So, like I said, they have an officially licensed supernatural replica, but then next to that, they had Ash's car and Ash's post-apocalyptic car from Ash vs. the Evil Dead. Set used. So these were the official. These were not replicas. These were official cars from Ash vs. the Evil Dead. And
Nice.
yeah, it was the old
Delta 88 it was?
yeah, the Delta 88. But
Yeah.
it was the one that they had used for Ash vs. Evil Dead, and then they had the post-apocalyptic one for the when they had that time travel thing in season 3, and just absolutely insane seeing that in person and getting to be there and see it and get pictures with it was really, really cool. They also, like I said, we had all the car shows. They had like a Superman car, which we got a lot of pictures of. There was a bunch of like Joker cars and anime cars and stuff, and people who were like, you could just tell they spent tens of thousands of dollars tricking these cars out, and it's their life, and they tour with them. And that's something I had never seen. And there had to be what 40 cars easily.
Yeah, the second day, I think they doubled the like they had at least they had Grease Lightning. I forgot.
Yeah, they had Grease Lightning.
Fucking Grease Lightning. It was awesome.
Yeah, so like
And
it was
I
definitely
remember
something.
going to Smoky Mountain Fan Fest was the con that I usually go to for the last 2 years. They had an Impala there. They had a custom Ghostbusters vehicle that the Smoky Mountain Ghostbusters were there with their little car and everything. And then they also had a replica turtle van, the party wagon from the cartoon series in the 90s.
They had a custom. It wasn't a station wagon, but they did have a custom Ghostbusters car there as well.
Yeah.
They also, because it is in Houston, had a lot of NASA stuff. Like NASA had a big section.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, but it was still really cool. They had a lot of cool presentations going on. Yeah, we had a rave Friday night. There was even a belly dancer with a snake, and there was rope workers, fire dancers. There was a whole arcade in there of like classic arcade games, like the Captain America Avengers arcade game and the X-Men arcade game and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
That was all there.
Pinball machines.
Yeah, it was really, really well done. Like I said, on Friday night, I also had we had Texas All-Star Pro Wrestling, which was a lot of fun. Their meet and greet was fun too, because Hunter of the Pillars of Destiny, which is a really badass tag team. They've worked New Japan multiple times and other big shows. Those guys are hilarious, but Hunter especially.
They're heading back over there very soon.
Right on. Hunter was just he scared one of the volunteers. He was having as much fun as he could, just having all kinds of fun with people. So it was just cool to see people like in their element, and that's what a convention is.
Yeah.
But speaking of in their element, there was this fun thing that we did outside of.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't play the video. Why is it not playing?
Aw,
Hold on.
damn you, technology.
That's all right. I'll fix it. I got it. Y'all can
You-
talk amongst yourselves. No, it's not.
Oh,
What's-
jeez.
No, but I had a fun experience. I had a fun experience all weekend. I got to go to a graduation to experience that. Texas graduations are big, fucking huge. Then I got to experience. I will have to shout out the vendors that were there. Their food at the food trucks, I didn't feel like was like insanely overpriced. I felt like they kept it very close to what they would normally charge.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
always
for
been that
sure.
guy. Like I charge the same because if I'm charging the same now that I am before, people are going to keep coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a really,
it
really
was-
good job with it. I think just all in all, like the whole thing was done very well. And
You can tell Friday was more of a setup day.
yeah,
I mean, the
But
first
also, like,
time doing a Friday. But
I think it was
still
good for
entertaining to
you.
me.
It was good for you to not get thrown. Like, I was already throwing you in the deep end with such a big con, but getting to go into that with the having that easy day of Friday of just kind of like getting your bearings, and we just kind of, we didn't really like focus on too many vendors. We kind of just scoped the whole thing in general. Oh, they also had the Humane Society there, and I almost got a puppy because they were fucking adorable. Jesus, they were so cute. They had a husky puppy, and I really, really wanted it.
Yeah. It's like last time I went to Sevierville, went down to the flea market, they had those white and tan huskies, and my wife was like, please. I'm like, no. They're adorable. They are, but we have 3 dogs already.
See, I technically don't have a dog. I just have 2 cats, but I would have had to take it to Nate's house for the whole weekend, and he has dogs,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't have been happy. Then we would have had to drive back with it, and that'd have been a pain. Plus, my backyard isn't fenced in yet, so that's a project coming up. So, yeah. Luckily, Ginger talked me out of it, but I almost got a puppy.
Yep.
That would have been fun. But also, like, Houston in general was really cool. Like, you know, when we went to Texas last time, we were mainly in San Antonio, which is a nice city. But Houston has a very nice,
Oh yeah.
a very nice, like, downtown, very nice, like, you know, like, we went to the mall, or just outside of there was Katy Mills Mall, big ass mall. Big ass mall.
Big ass mall. Big ass circle.
Yeah, see, it's a big circle. It's a circle. It's a circle. Yeah, no, it was cool to see that. They also, like, they have a water park outside the mall. like what the hell?
Yeah. Ridiculous.
And that wasn't even their big mall. Like, they were telling us about the big mall downtown, which is like this 4 or 5 story mall, just massive. So next time we go, we're gonna check that one out. Because unfortunately, the one bad thing is that unfortunately the Silverback was injured and unable to wrestle at the show on Friday night. He has pulled his calf muscle, possibly a partial tear. Hopefully nothing too bad. You know, thoughts and prayers out to him. He'll find out tomorrow more. Hopefully he won't be out of action too long. But so Ginger and I are planning that once he's better and we can figure it out, we're gonna go back just so we can get to see him live. So while we're there, we'll check out the mall then, have one more think. But, like, you know, we're right down, you know, we drove by Minute Maid Park where the Houston Astros played. Of course, they had their World Series trophy on display at the convention.
That was cool to see.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like seeing the Stanley Cup, which, I mean, I think the Stanley Cup is the greatest trophy in all of sports.
Thank you.
And I've gotten to hold that, so that's really cool.
Bastard.
Yeah, well, I mean, when your team wins a lot, you know, like the Lightning do, you get to hold it. But you know, there was a lot of Houston. There was a lot of there were vendors specifically with like Houston products. Like they had a lot of Houston pride there, which I thought was actually really cool to see because it makes it very personal. So I thought that was cool as well. Like one guy had like full on movie poster size like comic book covers, but they were, instead of it being like Spider-Man 2099, it was like Houston based. Like so it was Spider-Man but in Houston colors, and like he had I forgot the name of what it was, but they had like the Hulk, they had like all these different things.
They have a lot of let me just say this, Houston has a lot of fucking nicknames.
That is true. That is true.
A lot of nicknames.
A ton. Like maybe too much.
Don't ask me any of them.
Maybe too many, because that's why I can't remember any of them, because there was so many. But yeah, there was a lot of pride for Houston there, which I thought was pretty cool to see. You get that also, like, I know, like in New York, you get that New York Comic Con. There's a lot of like New York based stuff, but you don't get that at a lot of. I know like MegaCon Orlando and MegaCon Tampa and Tampa Convention and the horror one. I forgot, Spooktacular or something like that. Like you don't get tons of vendors that are like central to the city it's in, and so to see that at Houston was pretty damn cool. I mean, hell, even the cosplayer that we interviewed happened to be local. And she was like the ambassador cosplayer, Rumpelstiltskin was her name, and she was the kind of ambassador cosplayer for the whole thing, and she was local. So I thought that was really cool. And the one thing we did miss was the cosplay competition. But they did that. That was weirdly timed. They did that at like 10 o'clock at night on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
So that was really weird. Like some of those people, like there was that guy. It was a guy dressed as like a Warhammer 40K character, but he was like in this massive suit on stilts and stuff.
Feet fucking tall.
Yeah.
And that dude had to hang around all day to get to the competition. It's like, jeez. So there are some things they could probably have worked a little bit better at. But all in all, this is one of the best cons I've been to. Like, it really was well done. They laid it out well. There was tons of space between the booths. Like, there wasn't like these tight sardine style alleyways between things. Like, if you were looking at somebody at a vendor's, you didn't have the ass of the person across the hall looking at something banging against you, because there was like 12 feet aisles. Like, they were massive. Like, there was tons of room. So even as busy as it got on Saturday, you never felt like you were crowded.
That's always a plus.
Yeah. Oh, and there was this really cool like Houston tattoo artist who was doing Sailor Jerry versions of Marvel characters.
Oh,
so
nice.
It was that old school American tattoo, but with Marvel characters, which was really cool. And he was right next to Sam De La Russa, who, for my comic book fans, was the artist when Venom and the Lethal Protector series started. So that very famous Venom #1 cover, he did that. We were going to go back and interview him on Sunday, but there was just no way we could we ended up not going on Sunday, actually. We ended up missing Sunday because we were already... I just checked my Fitbit. We walked over 35,000 steps just on Friday and Saturday.
Not surprised.
Yeah, so we were worn out.
And I'm fat.
Yeah, we were worn out. So we ended up not going on Sunday. Which, I mean, it would have been cool to go Sunday, but at the same time, paying for parking another day, you know, I mean, I think parking was the most expensive thing. It was $25 for parking. Yeah. And that was the cheap parking.
I mean, the closer you, that was,
it was weird
like
because
parking.
that was the garage right next to the convention center. But if you parked further away, it was $40 for parking. So that was weird. That it was more expensive further away than it was right up on it. We were smart the second day. We rode in with Allie, who was working as a volunteer, so she got free parking. So we were smart on day
Nice.
2, but day 3,
That was.
we were like, we were just like, we were so worn out. We didn't get to bed till what, 2 a.m. on Saturday night. So technically Sunday morning. Like we had been the whole day. We'd worn ourselves out. It was crazy. So we were like, all right, Sunday. It's a smaller day. A lot of people are packing up. We're gonna go ahead. Like, it was fewer panel. Like the only panel that we really wanted to see on Sunday was the boys panel, but Carl Urban had unfortunately had to cancel the event. So the one person I really wanted to see wasn't gonna be there anyways. So we're like, all right. So we took the time up. But that's the thing about conventions. Like, now if we were there strictly as fans and I had paid for the weekend pass, absolutely 1,000% I'm going on Sunday, because it's a huge waste of money if you don't. But like, the luxury of us going as press, we had the option to like, okay, like we don't want to be like, how good is the footage going to be? How good is it going to be for us to be completely worn out? And then like the whole idea was that we spent Memorial Day with Nate and Allie and the kids as, you know, as friends and family. So what good are we going to be if by Sunday or by Monday we're so worn out we can't do anything? You know, so we were like, all right, let's not overextend ourselves. You know, it takes some definite, like, you're definitely going to need to like prepare yourself for a
Plan
convention.
accordingly and wear some Skechers.
Yeah, make sure you plan accordingly, stretch beforehand, hydrate, maybe get some workouts in before you go. Yeah. But another highlight of the trip had nothing to do with the convention itself. And it had to do with a place called Ojos. Ojos Locos. It's a sports bar, you would say? Sports bar? That sounds about right, Ginger?
Near the day, it's a sports bar.
Yeah, it's along the lines of like a Hooters or a Twin Peaks or something. But at night, it's a lot closer to, if anybody from the West Coast knows what I'm talking about when I talk about bikini baristas, it's along that lines.
Yes.
In other words, it was Ginger's heaven. And I leaned over to Allie and I said,
they keep saying this, but everyone keeps forgetting that I've worked in strip clubs my entire life.
yeah, but you were more happy here.
Right.
You were happy.
Well, I was happy that I enjoyed it. I had a fucking blast. But
You've worked in Jacksonville strip clubs, though. Let's be fair. You were not in Texas.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we have some of the premier strip clubs. Tommy works in them.
This is what I will say. I leaned over to Allie and I said, hey, let's tell our waitress it's Ginger's birthday. And this is the aftermath.
Look at that smile. Go Ginger, it's your birthday.
Yes, that is. Yes, AJ, that is Ojos.
February, by the way.
Yeah, if y'all don't remember, we did a whole stream for him and Husky on his birthday. So that was absolutely not his birthday.
So by the way, yeah.
And she, by the way,
That's
she checked.
I'm thinking, I'll go with it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a
She
fuck.
checked.
I was the most I was impressed with was the beer thing.
Yeah, they had a giant beer flume.
Fucking 100-meter tube.
Amazing. And yeah, the thing was they even checked everybody's IDs before bringing the beer out, so they could see that it wasn't his birthday. She didn't notice that, and they still did it. So it was a good time.
They're probably just checking the year.
Probably.
Yeah.
But
but still.
It was
Yeah,
it was to the point where there was a Holiday Inn next door, and Ginger was contemplating moving into the Holiday Inn. He was just gonna move into the Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn.
I am
It
definitely
was
gonna have to make
it's different.
plans.
It was the scenery is very visual. The food was very good too.
Yes, we had great food. We had their street tacos. They were very, very good. And like you said, there was a giant 100 milliliter flume of beer, which we got 3 of.
Yes.
Yeah, was it 2 or 3? I couldn't remember. I didn't drink.
It was
Because I was driving, and I have a very strict rule when I drive. I don't drink at all. So I didn't drink anything. I had, unfortunately, Diet Coke because it was ridiculously loud in there. Like, I had to get right up on her ear and still shout to tell her what I wanted. Like, those poor girls must go home with just constant ringing in their ears for hours. But so she might have thought I said Diet Coke, but at that point I was like, I'm not even going to try to correct this. It is not at all her fault. It's too loud in there, way too loud. That's the one bad thing I would say about that, is that it was just way too loud in there. The music they're playing is just super, super loud, and maybe because I'm old, it was just too loud. But it was a good time. Allie did get her horchata. We brought her horchata when we came into town. We made sure to stop right before we got there to get her horchata. She drank half of it, but she did remember it was in there the next day. And so she drank the other half.
There you go.
And she was very happy to point that out. Yeah, I don't really know either. I know it's some type of like milk-based. It's milk in like seltzer water or something. I don't know what horchata is exactly, but it's something. But all in all, it was a good time.
She likes it, so that's...
Yeah. Actually, what is horchata? What is horchata?
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad you guys had a great time and everything. Definitely going to have to make plans for next year.
Yeah. White rice.
It was a very fun experience.
It's white rice soaked in water, flavored with cinnamon and sweetened with sugar.
Yeah, she could have that.
Yeah, that sounds... I'm good. I've cooked with it, but I just never knew what it was.
I'm debating doing there's a wrestling convention coming that I'm debating on going just for the fun of it to go. I got a couple buddies that are going to be wrestling. So
when is that? Do you know?
It's in next week.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I didn't say I was paying for it. I'm thinking of going. I reached last year, but like me and Son Marshall talked, and I told him like if he needs help with his booth, to hit me up, and I'll go stand there and make sure no one steals his shirts.
That should be a good time. But yeah, there's a lot of conventions coming up, like Tampa Bay Comic-Con. I've sent out an email to them because they are run by the same people who run New York Comic-Con. It's Reed Pop, who I have a relationship with. And they've now shifted to where it's not just press. They have press and they have content creator access. So we would fall under content creator access. And I'm really hoping to try to get us, if not Tampa Bay Comic-Con, definitely New York Comic, try to get us a podcasting panel, so we could do a podcast live from the convention. I think that'd be tons of fun.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing.
Granted, the internet isn't the best at the Javits Center, admittedly, but maybe if you have a panel, they give you a hardwire, which would be nice.
Yeah,
but yeah, all in all, it was a great time. It's unfortunate you're not making it to Nashville Comic-Con this coming weekend, but you do have Smoky Mountain coming up in August. There's a lot of conventions coming up. Like Tommy and I said, we were on the phone for over half an hour looking at different conventions and stuff, so we got a lot of stuff coming up. New York Comic-Con's in October. Tampa Bay Comic-Con's right at my birthday weekend in the end of July. Also... we do have a plan, nothing set in stone yet. We're going to work some more details out. But mid to late June, we're going to do another subathon. this time to raise money for not only SummerSlam, but we're also going to split the money with charity, and we'll get more into that later as to what we're doing and why we're doing it. But that's there's a Louisiana Comic-Con in March of 2024. Yeah, there's tons. We got Emerald City Comic-Con in, I think, February of next year is a big one I'd like to do. Plus, getting Ginger out to Seattle would be, I think, a ton of fun. Plus taking him to Bikini Baristas, I think would be hilarious. Coffee's shit, but I think just seeing him there would be hilarious. There's a lot of conventions coming up.
Talk about cheekies.
Yeah. Like San Diego, obviously San Diego Comic-Con is
I hear
big...
it rains a lot in San Diego, in Seattle.
It really doesn't. It really does. I lived there for 4 years. Like, you may get like a week of rain, like where it doesn't stop raining, but it's just a mist. It's a light mist. It's nothing. It doesn't stop you from doing anything that day. You don't even need an umbrella, maybe a light jacket. It's like hitting a misting fan at a theme park. It is not a big deal whatsoever. Of course, San Diego Comic-Con is kind of a bucket list thing, but the amount of hoops you have to jump through just to get a ticket as a fan, much less going as press, it's almost like the fact that big companies like CBS and like big news organizations have a hard time getting into San Diego Comic-Con should tell you something.
Yep.
It's that hard to get into. So that's one that maybe doesn't happen. We'll see. But as the channel grows, maybe our notoriety grows, and maybe there'll be something that where they reach out to us. So we'll see how it goes. But we're going to keep doing these conventions. We're going to keep having lots of fun. I think that's going to do it for us today. As we wrap up, next week we're going to talk about Into the Spider-Verse. That's coming out this weekend. So we're going to go very deep into that. We'll cover that next week. That's going to be lots of fun. That movie looks absolutely incredible. I'm going to go see it on... I was going to go see it tomorrow, but now I've got my new dryer... What?
There's a lot of Spider-Man cosplay at this convention, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you're going to see even more after this movie. You're going to see even more. Because there's, like, I think there's like over 200 different Spider-Men in this one, like even if it's just for a split second. So you're going to see a lot more after this weekend at conventions. But yeah, I was going to go see it. I was going to go see it tomorrow, but now my dryer's coming anywhere between 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. So kind of locks up.
Hell of a gap for you, bro.
Kind of locks up my day. So I'll go Saturday to go see it. Kel will go see it sometime this time. Hopefully Ginger can get out and go see it. I think this is definitely a theater movie. The visuals of it, I think it's definitely a big screen theater movie.
Yeah, because I did not see Into the Spider-Verse when it came out in theaters. I waited till it came out in video, and the movie was amazing, so I can't wait to go see Across the Spider-Verse on the big screen.
Yeah, it's definitely a big screen one for sure. I think the visuals of it are definitely worth it. So that's what we'll be talking about next week. But we're going to cut it a little bit short today just because we're all still recovering. We're all still working on things. But
I know I'm still fucking tired.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. Even after sleeping on and off all day yesterday, I am just dead. I've still got a lot to do.
I didn't get my nap today.
Still got to hook up that. Luckily, Nate's neighbor was moving out, so we got some cool free stuff. Like I got a really nice food processor and an automatic cat box, so I gotta hook the cat box up, and so I can stop having to scoop litter because it fucking sucks. But yeah, so I'm still kind of recovering, still working on my room too, still trying to get that done. So plus I want to rearrange the studio. There's a lot we got going on and not enough energy to do it because we're all old. So
yeah.
But it's all good. We love you guys. We're happy to be back. We will be back tomorrow night for Friday Night Fight Night.
Yeah.
8 o'clock again tomorrow night.
Fight night.
Ginger?
Yes, 8 o'clock. Yes. 1,000-day celebration for Roman Reigns, baby.
Should be interesting because Night of Champions was quite a thing. Also, if you haven't got a
That's gonna
chance
be-
yet,
I want to see how they follow it.
yeah, I want to see how they follow that up too. If you haven't got a chance, go back and watch the VOD of our Battleground watch along, because we also did the Game of Ham. We played that afterwards, and that was a ton of fun. So go back and watch that as well. Also, I did post the Ming Chen interview, the Game of Hand creator interview, and the Stilt Team interview as one video on YouTube. So make sure you go to our YouTube channel, subscribe over there, give that a like, and go check out that video as well. Ginger is sending me all the footage, so the other thing I have to do this weekend is I have to try to get this video package together. We got a lot more footage this go around, so I definitely will have a video we can put together for this trip. Unfortunately, I can't go on live on TikTok. Oh no, wait, I think today I'm officially back free to go live on TikTok. I somehow got banned for walking around a park. Figure that one out.
What?
And worst of all, we were signing off. We were heading back to the car, and we were telling people, "All right, guys, we're gonna end it now." Da da da, and it just cut off, and it said due to general violations, I had been banned for a week on TikTok Live.
Wow.
No description as to why. It was under general, and then I appealed it, and they said no. They're just like, nope, you've not given any reason as to why. And I'm like, you didn't give any reason as to why I was banned. So that was weird. But yeah. But we'll be doing more stuff like that. We're gonna, starting next week, I'll get back to playing. I'm gonna finish Resident Evil 4. Probably next Wednesday, so we'll stream that as well. We're going to get back into the full swing of things coming up, so definitely keep your eyes out for that. Of course, if you're watching us on Twitch, please follow. If you're feeling episode generous, please subscribe. Use your Prime subscription. Make Jeffrey Bezos pay for it. Stick it to the billionaires. If you're over on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. Same on Facebook as well. Do all that fun stuff. As the great Kevin Pereira says, kisses, hugs, and belly rubs. We love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we will see you guys next week. As soon as I can find my button.
Later.
Bye!
I went to substances, you went to college. I think it's too late to acknowledge our problems. Heard that you're great, I just wanted to say it ain't change. I still love you, tomorrow's not promised. Oh, by the way, fucking hate all the fame. Got you counting the days when your illness is chronic. Death really changes the way you behave. I'll remember your face when it smiles upon us. Rapper base, psych major, 666, so we like danger. Tough luck, life waster. If I get to know her, then I might save her. Stars in your eyes, let the moon talk. I can stay a while before I move on. Hoodie sleeves up, let the mask off. Make star tears on the asphalt. Damage in my C6, but you get that. So I know you'll understand where my blade at. You afflicted, where the meds at. Damn girl, let's make big bets at. Fuck them all, they don't got nothing on us. Trying to kill us, baby, think we're fucking on it. Fuck your fucking sickness, lost you in the process. I'ma get it for us like I always promised. Pull me back in with your fucking lies. Kill me slowly, baby, you know I don't fucking mind. You said a million years, guess the stars align. You've been lying, baby, see it in your fucking eyes. into substances, you went to college. I think it's too late to acknowledge our problems. Heard that you're great, I just wanted to say it ain't changed. I still love you, tomorrow's not promised. Oh, by the way, fucking hate all the fame. Got you counting the days when your illness is chronic. Death really changes the way you behave. I'll remember your face when it smiles upon us. Reprobate, psych major, 666, so we like danger. Tough luck, life waster. If I get to know her, then I might save her. Stars in your eyes, let the moon talk. I can stay a while before I move on. Hoodie sleeves up, let the mask off. Mixed our tears on the asphalt. Damaging my C6, but you get that. So I know you'll understand where my blade at. You're afflicted, where the meds at. Damn girl, let's make big bets at. Fuck them all, they don't got nothing on us. Trying to kill us, baby, think we're fucking on it. Fuck your fucking sickness, lost you in the process. I'ma get it for us like I always promised.